Hi, Michael. What's your last book about?
Oh, good Lord. You do realize that I put out like 2 or 3 books in the last few days, so I'm not even sure which is the most. Now, I'll tell you the most recent that I read, Gravitium. So, a lot of people perhaps know or perhaps don't know that, I'm a creative director, creative producer, so I'm involved in multiple series. But Gravitium is a science fiction where it goes on the concept of the veil. For those that, understand urban fantasy, the veil is if you have something like werewolves or vampires, and they actually, that fell, and that created a disconnect between humans who basically went up into floating cities and the grounds, which is a little bit more post-apocalyptic.
And how many copies have you sold?
I will just go into the average. We've done over 2 billion pages in Kindle Unlimited and well over, the millions of books that we've sold. So at any one particular day, we might sell 500 to 1,000 books and another 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 worth of Kindle Unlimited.
And do you think we're witnessing a historical transformation in the publishing industry?
Absolutely. I looked at it. I tried to be history. I tried to study history to understand where we came, because there was a lot of dichotomy whenever indie publishers back in the 2010s to 2020s. There was a lot of things about, how traditional publishers didn't know what was going on. No. I always felt they understood. So I went back and tried to study where did their history come from. So if you look at traditional publishers up until digital publishing, so call it 2010, just to name a number. And then you start looking at, indie publishing. So if we think of indie publishing a little bit more as perhaps the second version of publishing, you would have thought that we would have had another few decades. And then, of course, at LMBPN, we started publishing and we started growing to about 300, 350 books a year. So we've got a little over 1,800 books. On November 30th, essentially publishing 3.0 became a thing. With ChatGPT and all of the API stuff that's going on, and then you have the generative pre-trained transformers, that whether that be art, audio, whatever the case is, text, you start to realize that everything that what we knew, what LMBPN had become one of the best at, is going to go away. And so I believe that we are in publishing 3.0. It's the new version. It's open. We would say in America, it's the Wild West. Mm-hmm. So understand what's going on. I encourage everybody to see what's going on. There will be certain individuals who are going to say nothing's going to change. That's fine. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to say there's a religious concept about what I'm saying. From my experience, 7 years, 1,800 books, millions of books sold, lots of different collaborators and publishers, everything's changed.
And you talked about ChatGPT and AI. And what's your main tool for selling more books?
Well, honestly, the main tool is marketing. And that's going to be true whether or not you're using GPT. It doesn't matter. I mean, one of the things that I've tried to explain to some people, and this is once again just my opinion, but my opinion is we already have too many books being created every annual that don't make any money. If the top 100,000 books on Amazon make most of the money, 98% of the money, and yet we already have 12 million books there, and we already produce, in the millions of books each year, does it matter if we've added another few hundred million? Not really. You're still looking at the top 100,000, therefore it's marketing that's going to make a difference.